Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mings, and today I got some additional Fire Emblem Engage news for you all. We got a short clip of gameplay shown to us recently. It's only 43 seconds long and it's in Japanese, but there's quite a lot to pick apart here and I'm very excited to get started. So the first clip we get is one of Colgate-kun attacking a corrupted fighter, scoring a critical hit. First off, I want to say that I think the animations look absolutely gorgeous in this game. The way the battle forecasts show the characters drawing their weapons, the beauty of the UI, which looks very clean, and the way it zooms smoothly into battle is truly breathtaking. I really like the way the animations look. It also seems like the combat has some weight to it, which is something I've been missing from previous installments of modern Fire Emblem. Now there are quite a few things I want to point out with this clip. First of all, it's kinda odd how the characters seem to pause a little bit on the Overland Map before they change directions, but this may be a setting that can be turned off. Also, forests give 30% avoid now, as can be seen in the top left corner of the screen, and by Colgate-kun's avoid updating in real time as he enters the forest tile. Previously, most forest tiles in Fire Emblem have granted 20% avoid, so this might mean that they're taking some inspiration from Echoes where terrain was very good. I personally like it when terrain gives a lot of avoid, as it incentivizes you to use it against the enemy. I was not a big fan of Awakening and how they completely trashed forest avoid, making it practically worthless. This map also appears to be quite an early one, as you can only see Colgate-kun and his paladin Vander. I would bet money on this being the tutorial map of the game, where the Jagan is teaching the main character basic combat mechanics. We can also see that the red lines from tree houses are back, indicating where enemy units plan to attack. I personally love these lines. They were a great feature added to the game and made it a lot less annoying to play. But I also remember the lines being a bit dangerous to rely on, as enemy AI can change its mind depending on combat outcomes, like a lucky crit or a low percentage hit. So you can't always trust these lines, and you can get your characters killed if you do it too much. Next up, we get to see our avatar level up, and it appears that level ups are back to being 0 to 100 experience again, unlike in Tree Houses where they kept going up, though this could definitely change with higher levels. We can see that Aloy gets 14 experience from killing a fighter, which seems a little low compared to earlier titles, but who knows, maybe this is a tutorial mission and the enemies are under-leveled. You can also see his SB, which I assume is skill points, listed underneath his experience bar, which is very similar to how it looks in Fire Emblem Heroes. I would assume that they're including this mechanic to make the game more familiar to those coming in from the gacha game who has never played a mainline Fire Emblem game before. Up next, we get to see a clip of the paladin Vander moving over the Overland Map, having one of those awkward pauses again before changing direction, and then charging an enemy soldier. We get to see him score a critical hit with his axe, and it looks absolutely freaking amazing. The way he drags his axe along the ground and just smash it into the soldier is extremely satisfying to watch. These animations have more weight to them than they had in Fates, Awakening, and Tree Houses, and I am very glad to see that. There are a lot of things to analyze with this clip. First off, we can see that Vander's speed stat is still debuffed here as well, like it was in the first clip, appearing as a red 6. We did see in the first trailer that the build stat, or BLD for short, might be back, which may mean Constitution from the previous games. The fact that his speed stat is lower to 6 might be due to the weight of the Iron Axe weighing him down. In most of the older games, you would lose speed if you equipped a weapon with a higher weight compared to your Constitution stat, and considering his speed stat is debuffed in the same way here compared to the first clip, I think this is very much the case. I really like weapon weight and build, and I am happy to see them come back, especially when the game calculates your effective speed for you and shows it conveniently on the UI. Does this mean rescuing is going to make a return too? I sure hope so. Another thing that I find very interesting about this clip is that you can see Vander performing the break attack on the soldier. And on the minimap, we can see the lance-wielding units, like the soldier and the Pegasus Knights in the background, having a symbol when Vander is selected, which appears to cross off their lances. And I think this is showing the player that they are at a weapon triangle disadvantage. This might mean that you perform break attacks whenever you have a weapon triangle advantage, or it might just be that Vander has some kind of steel defense skill, though we can actually see the skills he has on him when he is selected, and it only appears to be a single one. And it sure doesn't look like seal defense to me, but hey, what do I know? I really like that this game places such emphasis on weapon triangle advantage and disadvantage. Not only do I think it's going to make a big impact on the game itself, but it appears to have other mechanics tied into it. I think this is fantastic news. The weapon triangle is core to the Fire Emblem gameplay experience, and the fact that the game goes out of its way to really highlight it means that it's probably going to make a big impact on the game itself, and that is very good news to me. My attention was also drawn to a strange blue circle on the ground shown in this clip. This looks very suspiciously similar to the battle saves from Shadow Dragon, where you would have a limited amount of them spread out on the map. Of course, it could be a special magic tile or a portal of some kind that allows you to summon reinforcements or what have you, but I do wonder if map-limited saves are going to make a return in this game. Towards the end, we get to see a clip of Vander introducing himself to the female avatar sitting in her bed. This is most likely from the clip where she just woke up and was told she's been asleep for 1,000 years. I don't speak Japanese, but I'm pretty sure someone has translated this already, and I would assume it's just Vander introducing himself to her. This probably means that you have no prior relationship to your Jagan-type character at the start of the game, and that kinda makes sense considering you're a divine dragon. But still, it's kinda nice to see that we'll get to build our relationship from the ground up. I still expect everyone in this game to worship you like a god, but hey, I've kinda already accepted that this is inevitable. So that's all I noticed for these particular clips, but as always, if you guys saw any additional details which I missed, please point them out in the comment section and I might make another video if there is a lot of them. Now, I would like to talk about something which makes me very hopeful about this game, and that's the fact that I've yet to see any indication that there will be a Divine Pulse mechanic here. Divine Pulse is of course something that was first brought into Echoes with the Mila's turn wheel, allowing you to literally rewind your turns, and Divine Pulse was just a continuation of that mechanic, although they did try to integrate it more into the story. The reason why I think Divine Pulse might not be present in this game is that they usually advertise this mechanic pretty heavily in the trailers, leading me to believe it might not be present, and with this strange map tile being shown, possibly being a limited battle save, that makes me even more hopeful that this game will not have a turn wheel mechanic. Now, I know this is a controversial topic. A lot of people do love being able to rewind turns, but I personally think it cheapens the Fire Emblem experience. There are already casual options available for those who don't like permadeath, and I don't think this game will be an exception, so adding a turn wheel mechanic on top of that is unnecessary in my opinion. I know a lot of people say things like, oh, if you don't like it, then don't use it, but I think that argument is pretty stupid. If the main character came with a special sword that dealt effective damage and one-shot all enemies in the game, and people just told you to unequip it if you didn't like it, I still think a lot of people would be bothered by that, and I think it would have made the game worse as a result. I personally think that the absence of a turn wheel mechanic will make for a better gameplay experience, and so far I am really hopeful that this game could be a lot of fun to play. I still don't like the art direction, and I don't expect much from the story, but I actually think we are going to get a game with Fate-style gameplay, and I am extremely excited for that. I hope this game is Iron Man friendly. If it is, I'm gonna have a lot of fun streaming it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to talk about for now. As always, if I missed something, point it out in the comment section and let me know what you think about Fire Emblem Engage so far. I will try to make news videos whenever new things are released, so subscribe to be notified and click the bell. My name is Mengs, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!